my name is Miss Pam, and I'm from Building Blocks Child Development Center here in Spencer, West Virginia. And I have a reading companion today. What do you think? Isn't she cute? She's a little lady. Yeah, she's a little old lady. You know, the one that swallowed the fly and the bird and a bunch of other stuff. And she put some, I don't know. But what we have to do is we're going to read you a book, and it's the little old lady, she's a little old lady, but she's an astronaut. There was an old astronaut who swallowed the moon. Can you believe it? The moon? Oh, she doesn't look like an astronaut, though, does she? Let's make her into an astronaut. We'll do that before we read her book. How about that? Well, I got everything to make her into an astronaut, but I might need a little help. So what we're going to do is, I started making her an astronaut costume because you can't go to space looking like that. You know, you need a spacesuit, right? So here's a little old lady, and I figured she needed a spacesuit, so I made her one. And it's just going to go up there like that. And then this is going to go down here around her ear like that. And over here behind this ear, kind of like that. Does she look like a spacesuit? She looks like a little bit more of a spacesuit. You know what she needs? A helmet. And look, with that bun on top of her head. That's what I made her. A spacesuit with a bun, or place for her bun. Now it kind of looks a little plain, and I thought, you know what it needs? It needs some decorations. So I got my glue, and I got some markers, and I think the first thing that it needs is a flag. You know, because like when you go into space, we need, hey, she's from the United States. So I'm going to scoot this down a little bit so I've got something to draw on. And I figure right here, we will draw us, what shape is that? A rectangle. And then our flag has a blue part up here. And I do not have any little itty bitty teeny tiny white stars to go in that because I couldn't find any small enough. So we're just going to color it blue. Put it all blue right there. Okay, and then it needs some red and white stripes. Make some red and white stripes. And since I don't have any little itty bitty stars, we will put one big silver star right there in the middle of it for all of our 50 states. And then what else do you think it needs? How about, see, now, you know me, I like to recycle, and that right there, that's because that goes in a notebook for a page divider. So I figured that what we could do is we could get some of these little circle stickers, and we could just put one on there. And look at that. Looks like it goes on her helmet. That could be the buttons that she has to push if she needs to talk to somebody. Say, Houston, we have a problem. We have to put some stickers down there. And then I've got some little tiny dots over here. We'll put some glue right through there. And then I took a hole punch and we'll put some little spots on there like that. That could be the little pieces that she needs to get more air, because there's no air in space. So you have to be careful that you are, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for another purple dot. There we go. So we have an ABC pattern. Red, purple, pink. Red, purple, pink. Down there on the side. And then what do you think? Does she look like she is an astronaut and ready to go into space? I think she looks pretty good. Alright, so we're going to use some tape. And we're going to tape her helmet on. Because, you know, you can't go into space without a helmet on. Just like I said, there's no air up there to breathe. You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. Got to have some air. Okay. What do you think? Do you think she's ready to be an astronaut? I think she looks pretty good. You can make one too. You know what this is made out of? Cereal box. Yeah. Cereal box. And I put some colored tissue paper on it. And I drew a face. And you can make yourself a little lady. Have an adult help you cut a hole right there. Because remember, she likes to eat some weird stuff. So, let's pick up our stuff. And let's get ready to read a book. And then we got something to do. A game. Alright, so, you know what happens when you make a mess, right? When you make a mess, you have to clean it up, you know. You gotta be a big helper at your home. For your adult that lives in there with you. Your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa. Somebody your adults that live with you. Because remember, we're all families, and all families are different. So whoever lives in your family with you. Okay, so look, I got my mess cleaned up a little bit. I'll put all that other, and I won't push that over there. And then, oh, these are something we're gonna do later. That's part of our fun thing. All right, so we got our mess all cleaned up. And let's get our book, and let's read. There was an old astronaut who swallowed the moon. And I'll ask Mr. Justin, because Mr. Justin had to move everything. We okay? 3, 2, 1, blast off! There was an old astronaut who swallowed the moon. By Lucille Colandro and illustrated by Jared Lee. Lucille Colandro, she's the author. She's the one that wrote all the words. And Jared Lee, he drew all of these cool looking pictures. And there's the old lady astronaut. She's in space. There was an old astronaut who swallowed the moon. I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. Is the moon really out during the day? Of course. The moon never goes away. There was an old lady who swallowed a star. It was bizarre to swallow a star. She swallowed the star to shoot for the moon. I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. How does the moon stay in the sky? Gravity's force keeps it up high. There was an old lady who swallowed a planet. It tasted like granite when she swallowed that planet. She swallowed the planet to orbit the star. She swallowed the star to shoot for the moon. I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. The star closest to the Earth is the sun. Our solar system only has one. There was an old astronaut who swallowed a comet. Just like an omelet, she swallowed that comet. She swallowed the comet to light up the planet. She swallowed the planet to orbit the star. And she swallowed the star to shoot for the moon. And I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. Why did the comet leave a bright tail? Hey, heat from the sun creates a tail. Wow, that's pretty cool. Here's the comet. And right here is the tail that leaves a trail. in the sky. Comets are easy to see at night. There was an old lady who swallowed a meteoroid. She really enjoyed that meteoroid. She swallowed the meteoroid to fly with the comet. She swallowed the comet to light up the planet. She swallowed the planet to orbit the star. She swallowed the star to shoot for the moon, and I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. That meteoroid made a loud sound. It's a meteorite when it hits the ground. It came out of the sky and right there and hit the earth. There was an old astronaut who swallowed a rocket. It was next on the docket, a powerful rocket. She swallowed the rocket to catch the meteoroid. She swallowed the meteoroid to fly with the comet. She swallowed the comet to light up the planet, and she swallowed the planet to orbit the star. Ooh, there's an alien. She swallowed the star to shoot for the moon, and I don't know why she swallowed the moon. It happened at noon. How long is a trip to outer space? Depends on the rocket's size, power, and pace. There was an old lady who swallowed a satellite. It went down just right, that bright satellite. There was an old lady who wanted to fly and spent all her time looking up high at the planetarium's brightly lit sky. There's so much to learn about the stars, the moon, and the sun. So turn the page for more reading fun. You mean she wasn't a real astronaut? Let's look at that. Go back. No, look at that. She was a teacher taking her class to the planetarium. A planetarium is a place that you can look up at the roof, the ceiling of the planetarium, and see all the stars and all the planets and the asteroids and everything, and it tells you all about all that really cool stuff that's out in outer space. The moon is Earth's closest neighbor, but it's still 238,855 miles away. It's the brightest object in the night sky because part of it faces the sun and reflects the sun's light. A star is a huge round ball of very hot gas. It's about 50 times hotter than boiling water. Stars don't really twinkle. The light from a star enters our atmosphere, and the wind and the temperature affects how we see the brightness and position of the star. That's why it looks like it's twinkling. The stars that you see in the night sky are only a small fraction of the more than billions of stars that exist in the universe. That is so cool. Did you know that? Planets are natural objects that orbit around stars. Our solar system has 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And well, that, like the one I said, I still think Pluto is a planet. They said it's too small. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. Mercury has no moon because of its low gravity. Mars is the only planet except for the Earth that has polar ice caps. Jupiter has 79 moons. 4 of them were discovered by Galileo in 1610. Saturn has rings of ice surrounding it, but Neptune is actually the coldest planet. It takes Neptune about 165 Earth years to orbit the Sun. 1 year on Uranus equals 30,687 Earth days. That is a long, long time. Comets are balls of ice and dust, and they're very rare and orbit in very distant parts of space. When they orbit closer to the sun, the heat from the sun creates streams of gas that we see as a tail. One of the most famous comets is Halley's Comet, which returns to Earth about every 75 years. You'll have to wait till 2061 to see it. A meteoroid is a piece of rock, metal, or ice flying in space. A meteor that burns up as it passes through the Earth's atmosphere is known as a meteor. we commonly call meteors shooting stars. Meteors are bits of rock and ice ejected from comets as they move in their orbits around the sun. When hundreds of meteors speed across the night sky at the same time, we see a meteor shower. And when a piece of meteoroid lands on Earth, it's called a meteorite. Rockets are vehicles that launch or move spacecraft into the orbit. Rockets travel at least 25,000 miles per hour to reach the moon and planets. The rocket engine burns fuel that turns into gas, and as the gas leaves the back of the rocket, the power moves the rocket forward. Think of it as letting air out of a balloon. As the air escapes, the balloon moves in the opposite direction. And a satellite is any object that orbits around another bigger object. There are natural satellites and man-made satellites. Earth orbits the sun, so it is a natural satellite. The moon is a natural satellite because it orbits the Earth. Man-made satellites are launched into space to complete certain jobs. Weather satellites help us understand the climate and also predict weather changes. Global positioning systems, or the GPS, helps you with directions. And satellites affect everyday life. All right, the end. Okay, so we learned a whole lot in that book. There's a lot of stuff in there, not just a story. We learned that the Earth orbits the sun and the moon orbits the Earth. And the satellites are stuff that goes around and around something else. Does that mean that my 3-year-old's a satellite because it goes around and round and round and round me? Well, Miss Pam, Miss Pam, Miss Pam. Maybe. Just maybe. All right, so back to our old lady here. So we have our old lady, and we have some discs. I have a white one, a blue one, a dark yellow one, a green one, an orange one, a bright yellow one, and a light blue one. Okay, so now one of these is the first thing that the little old lady swallows, and I'm going to give you a clue. It is the color of the ocean and the color of the sky. It's darker than it's darker than the daytime sky, but it's brighter than the nighttime sky. It's a medium blue. I think it is this one. Let's flip it over. It is. It's the moon. It is the moon. So there was an old lady who swallowed the moon. I don't know why she swallowed the moon, but it happened at noon. There was an old lady who swallowed a star. Now we gotta find a star. It's yellow, but it's not a bright yellow. It's a dark yellow. A dark yellow star. Can we find a dark yellow? That one right there. You think that's a star? It is. It's a star. And there's the old lady, the old astronaut, swallowed a star. There was an old lady who swallowed a planet to go around the star, to go around the moon. A planet. I think that it is the color of grass and the color of leaves on a tree. What color is the color of grass and leaves on a tree? Green. Let's see if we're right. There it is. Hey, that planet looks a little familiar. There's the United States, and there's Europe, and Africa, and South America. It's the Earth. There was an old lady who swallowed a planet, an old astronaut, and she's swallowing a planet. All right. And there was an old lady who swallowed a comet. What color do you think the comet is? We still have orange. Oh, look at that. That's not orange. White, orange, blue, and yellow. I think we will find a comet under the color that is the color of some daffodils and some bright sun, and I think it's going to be that one. Do you think that one will be it? Let's flip it over and see if we find us a comet. Ah, there it is. A comet with a tail shooting across the sky. And here's the old astronaut swallowing the comet. There was an old lady who swallowed a satellite. A satellite, can you believe that? She swallowed a satellite? A satellite. I think the satellite is under the color that is the color of a pumpkin. Which one is the color of a pumpkin? White, blue, or orange? I think it's orange. That looks like the color of a pumpkin. And there it is. There is a satellite. There was an astronaut who swallowed a satellite. There was an old astronaut who swallowed a meteoroid. A meteoroid? What did they say that was? Tasted like granite. Big, huge rock. I think it is under the color that is the color of clouds. And the color of snow. Blue snow? I don't think so. White snow? Yes. I think it's under the white. Let's see if this looks like an asteroid or a meteorite. Yes, there it is. A meteorite. There was an old astronaut who swallowed a meteorite. And there's a last one there. And there's one more thing that she swallowed. Can you remember what it is? See, we got the moon. We got the star. We got the comet. We got the planet. We got the meteoroid. What is the last one? Do you remember? It's the rocket. Do you think there's a rocket underneath that color? What color is that? Well, it's the color of the sky, blue. It is the color of the ocean, blue. But do you think there's a rocket under there? Let's find out. There is. It is a rocket. There was an old astronaut who swallowed a rocket. And where was all that stuff at? And where was our astronaut at? The planetarium. And the planetarium is another word for a place to study stars. You go in the planetarium and everybody asks you to be very quiet, and then they turn off the lights and it gets very dark in there. But it's okay. It's very dark in there for a reason. So when you're outside, your pupils, the little black part in your eye, get really small. And because it doesn't want a lot of light in there because it's too bright and it'll hurt your eye. So when you go to the planetarium, they're going to turn the lights off. And that's going to allow those little tiny pupils to open real big. And when those little pupils open really big, you can see a lot of stars. If you go outside at night and you see a couple of stars, if you lay down in the grass, I like to do this in the summer. You lay down in the grass and you keep your eyes closed for a minute. And when you open your eyes up real big, you'll see so many more stars because your eyes have adjusted to the dark. And then they turn on the planetarium machine, and it makes stars all over the ceiling. That's really cool to see. So if you have a planetarium near you, it's a really neat trip. So, well, that's it for me and the little old astronaut. We are going back to building blocks and see our little kiddos today. and maybe take them on an adventure to space. So I will see you next time. I hope you have fun, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.